Welcome back to part 2 of our goose hunt with Kevin. Master guide, chef, everything really.
What's up?
Kevin's gonna show us how to breast and take the legs off of a goose. And then part 2 will be, part 3 I guess, will be cooking at his place, but.
All right, so it's just on me. Now this might not be the whole proper way of everyone doing it, but it's a way that I found it's efficient and it works. You wanna find this little pelvic bone. It's about halfway up and you can really feel it. You can be, here's the bottom where all the intestines and guts kind of hang out, and then here's your rib cage. So what I've done is just like cut in and try and get us starting with the skin and kind of work your way up so you can start, you can start seeing you're exposing some of the meat already. You want to make sure you have a sharp knife, as always. You can see it's now pretty much just like peeling off. Like this is where it starts going fast. Now I am committing a bit of a cooking sin. There's a lot of fat on these birds. It's late season, so it's beautiful for cooking. But early season, definitely, you're breasting your bird, there's not much on them. Late season, you can definitely, if you're feeling up to the challenge to pluck, you definitely pluck the geese and save that fat or save its skin on and just use it for cooking. But
I know it's self-explanatory, but plucking, actually you just pull all the feathers. And
an example of plucking, if I were to do it.
If you were to pluck,
you gotta kind of pluck up against the grain, and you get through the big main feathers to all the down, and you start seeing the skin. It's messy for sure. There's feathers everywhere, but that is plucking, and yeah, I kind of wish I would have. But we're just gonna breast a bird today for this one. You're just gonna kind of work up all the way to the neck. And you're gonna pull back as much skin as you can, just because it just makes it easier in the long run how to actually like get it out, versus always pulling down away, getting feathers. And you see there's feathers all over the stuff, but it all gets kind of cleaned up later anyway. So
something I noticed when I was cleaning my first bird the other day is you can put a lot of pressure on it, and also as long as you're close, the knife will want to peel the skin off, and the meat will stay separated. I think it does a pretty good job on its own.
It does. If they're warm and if they're fresh, you can usually pull the skin off with it. If they're a little tight from sitting for a while, I mean, here you can see I can just actually, pull the skin right down, which does make it a bit quicker, but sometimes it doesn't work as easy as this. I'm now down to the wing. I'm down to here. The legs I'll take out afterwards, but it's actually now skinned out. To this point, you can actually work cleanly. There's 2 parts of the breast. You have a tenderloin sitting underneath, and you have your main portion here. So what I like to do is just kind of cut real close inside the collarbone there, or I should say keel bone. And you can now see it's actually separating from the tenderloin. And you want to work your knife inside and up to get all that meat that kind of curves underneath. And you kind of slowly start just following down in the rib cage there.
How many birds do you think you've cleaned, Kevin?
Oh, probably a couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
I would think.
I've cleaned 4.
I've done a few. I've done a number. This spot here up at the collarbone where the keel bone and the
That's what I struggle
come
with.
through. It's the hardest part. Like it actually follows underneath. So what I like to do is actually like kind of turn my knife in and cut down inside. There's nothing to puncture, there's nothing to worry about there, but you can get a lot of meat out of that corner. And I'll cut down and then follow up with scraping along the bone here and getting right down to the bottom of the wing socket. And you notice here, yeah, there's a little left on the actual bone itself, but most of this comes out with that. So now I'm actually to the bottom. It's pretty much separated. It's just a matter of cutting off a few things. There's a main vein in here that if you can cut close enough to the meat, sometimes it won't get messy. This one might. Not too bad.
I hit the vein every time. Every time I hit the vein last time, so I wasn't expecting Kevin to miss it.
This is definitely, the business end of it. So after all the fun is done, it's now become the work part and actually to get it out.
And I was very intimidated because with fishing, you can release the fish and it's all done. But with hunting, you gotta clean it, right? There's no catcher and release, obviously. So I was intimidated by cleaning birds, but after Kevin showing me once and cleaning a couple birds, it's easier than fish. And there's no, like, look at that.
There you go.
Right there. That's a steak. That's what, 2 pounds?
Solid.
Pound and a half?
Probably about maybe a pound, maybe just under for one. Like 2-inch thick, 1.5 inches. So that's one part of it. The next that we actually have here is the tenderloin I was telling you about. That's this piece right here. This is like your, some people I guess might say tenderest piece, but this piece here actually falls along in a little V section in here, so you have to dig your knife, cut down and through. So this is where like a flexi knife, like this little Gerber one that I have, or a fillet knife really works nice. You just want to kind of peel your way down until you get to where it actually meets under the wing. And cut away.
Man, that's good.
So there we go.
That's the good stuff.
Tenderloin, breast.
Okay, GoPro died, but that's not going to stop us. We got the iPhone. Okay, let's finish this off. We are on the leg.
Okay, so we had breast, tenderloin, we're on the leg. This is one of my, it's not the finest pieces I can do. With the leg, there's a joint in the side here, and it looks a little grotesque, but you pretty much just want to fold it over a table or a truck box in this case, and just kind of pop that joint out of place.
Wow.
So you can see now the hip separated. It's just held on by actual meat and sinew. And you just want to follow that down until you start hitting the skin. I'm going to pull the skin farther back to help get better access at it. And this is all kind of rough work, so you kind of trim it up once you're done cleaning too.
Wow, that's good. That's a lot of meat. That's a KFC drumstick right there.
You now have, if you think of what we pulled off, this is only one half. So we have a breast, we have a tenderloin, and we have a thigh. So that's probably 1.5 pounds for sure. And there's still another side to do. So even, yeah, average 3 pounds for a big grater. Totally.
That's a lot of meat. All right, next you'll see us in the kitchen. Probably not filming with the iPhone anymore. We got a lot of birds to clean now. Nothing goes to waste. We are gonna clean all the thighs, all the breasts, maybe even keep a gooseneck. I know Kevin has a thing for goosenecks. And we will see you in the kitchen.